This is Orlando. This is where we believe in magic and fantasies and wishing upon stars and the power of the imagination. This is where we dream, where we think smarter and play harder. So if you think you know all there is to know about Orlando, you're in for a big surprise. Because until you join our community and see all the reasons we're amazing, you don't know the half of it.
I go to Princeton University, majoring in psychology.
I go to Harvard and I'm majoring in economics.
I'm going to Duke and I'm majoring in psychology and global health.
I'm going to Johns Hopkins and I'm majoring in chemistry.
Our advantage, great teachers and programs at Orange County Public Schools. See what's possible for you.
There are magnet programs, advanced placement and honors classes, and guidance counselors who help us choose the right courses.
You can even earn college credit while in high school.
OCPS has programs for every type of learner.
Orange County Public Schools, leading students to success.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this meeting of the Orange County School Board. I'd like everybody in the audience to note that this is an historic evening at the Orange County School Board. This is the first time in my 4.5 years we have started at 5:30 on the dot. So, I am very proud of that. With that, we are going to ask somebody that we are recognizing tonight, somebody that is well known to all of us and who we all think very fondly of, not just because of her personality, but also because of her excellence as an educator, and that's Dr. Stephanie Shames, the Maitland Middle School principal. Dr. Shames, will you please join us at the podium and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence?
Will you please stand and bow your heads for a moment of silence? Thank you. And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Dr. Shames, if you could stand up there for a minute, we're going to brag on you a little bit, and thank you for joining us tonight. Over the summer, Dr. Shames was selected as a winner of the Southern Regional Education Board's Outstanding Making Middle Grades Work School Principal Award. She was honored. Woo-woo is right. She was honored at the 29th Annual High Schools That Work Staff Development Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. And the award recognizes an outstanding principal who has successfully implemented the Making Middle Grades Work design at their school. In the announcement of the award, Dr. Shames was credited for offering a wide range of accelerated and advanced courses for all students at Maitland Middle, and for also creating a culture of high expectations where all students know they are preparing to attend high school, to take college preparatory courses, and prepare for their future careers. Dr. Shames was actually nominated by Deborah Bass, who is the director of the Making Middle Grades Work program. And Ms. Bass acknowledged that a major part of Dr. Shames' work is in implementing a strong career exploration and comprehensive guidance program, something we know as well from, I believe, our current reigning Teacher of the Year, who's one of
That's
Dr.
correct.
Shames's educators. So
Right.
you set the
That's
tone at the top, Dr. Shames. Thank you for
you.
that. On behalf of the Orange County School Board, we want to congratulate you. We are proud to have you on our team leading Maitland Middle School. As a school board member, I'm going to go off script here for a moment and share with you, you are that rare principal who I believe in 5 years on this board, I have never heard anything but just glowing accolades about the work you do by your parents of Maitland Middle School students, by the students themselves. And I think what always impresses me is not only are the parents of the students there, Dr. Shames, very happy and proud to send their children to Maitland Middle School, but they also believe their kids are getting an extremely rigorous education, but one that is also very, very fair to their children, and one in which their children are happy to get up and go to school every day. So congratulations. We are very proud of you. Mrs. Robinson.
And I can attest, as the board member that represents Maitland, you're right. You don't get complaints when Dr. Shames is your principal. It's been a wonderful experience having you lead Maitland Middle School to such success, and congratulations. And y'all keep going. I'm going to sneak down and get her picture so I can brag on Facebook about her. So.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shames.
Thank you.
With that, let's move right into our agenda.
Oh, no, I want to say
Did you want to say something? Mrs. Gordon, Vice Chair Gordon.
something. I know Nancy and I are not the only board members you've worked with. We're the only two?
No,
I didn't think so.
you, Nancy, and Ms. Flynn.
Yeah, I think I got you from Daryl, did we?
Yeah,
Well,
yes.
we really inherited each other a long time ago.
Yes,
So we're like family members.
yes.
We go way back, but I just want to thank you for the magnificent job that you did in District 5. And we could not have done any of that without you. We thank you. I thank Mr. Blocker. I thank Dr. Jenkins. And you were just such a help to us. And I just knew that one day your dream would come through. I just wish that it happened, most of it in District 5, but you went to a higher calling. And I just think that that is so wonderful. And I know your family loves that. And I had thanked Ms. Flynn when she said, oh, you're going to get, but we go way, way, way back. You know how much I love you. I can just say that deep from my heart. And you know it, okay? And you're just great, and it's your time.
Thank
So
you.
this is what you needed, okay?
Thank you.
So tell your husband that for me.
He's right there. He hears
where
you.
is
And
he?
my
Where
daughter.
is he? Oh, yes. Hey, there it is. Love you, too. You know how much I love you and your family. God bless. Yes, everybody.
They both work for OCPS.
I have to, let me just say this real quick. Let me tell you, Stephanie's sister came to Orange Center, and that's a long story.
still there.
And that was when it was not popular to come to Orange Center. Not only did we gain, and I mean, I'm talking about way back, and not only did we just gain Stephanie, but we gained her sister teaching at Orange Center Elementary, but the entire family just embraced and came over. And I just think during the desegregation time, and she did not leave, isn't she still at Orange
She's
Center?
still there. She's back in pre-K this year.
My God, and back in pre-K?
Yes.
Oh my God, listen, for her to stay, and everybody had an opportunity to leave, Dr. Jenkins know that, your sister never left, and the family never left Orange Center, and we thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Well, OCPS, our family.
Yes.
Is this your sister back here with your husband? Ms. Shames?
That's my daughter.
That's his daughter grown up.
She's the math coach at Max.
She's an educator as
She's
well?
grown up, yes, she teaches.
Well, thank you for your service as well. Ms. Flynn?
I too want to give my congratulations to Stephanie. And, the only thing was, you didn't hang around long enough in District 2, but you did a fantastic job at Discovery Middle
Thank
School,
you.
and I'm just thrilled for you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Shames. All right, let me make a preliminary announcement, then we're going to go to our newly appointed administrator this evening. Any individual who would like to address an item on the consent or non-consent agenda may do so by obtaining and completing a yellow form at the board table from Mrs. McGill, or actually you can get it from you, from Andy, Sergeant Andy. I don't see Andy. There you are. Okay. At the time that agenda item comes up before us on the board agenda, I will call you to speak, and at that time you will have 3 minutes to address the board on that topic. If you have schedule constraints, let us know, although I don't think that'll be an issue this evening. So with that, Dr. Jenkins, let us go to you for the newly appointed administrators.
Thank you, Chairman. We have one to introduce tonight. That is Louis Toussaint, who was assistant principal at Colonial High School. He is the new principal at Corner Lake Middle School.
Thank you very much. Good evening. First of all, I want to thank the school board, Dr. Jenkins and her staff for this opportunity. I'd like to take advantage, since they're here, to thank a couple of people that have been important in my life in Orange County. I want to thank Dr. Lawson. I want to thank Dr. Border. I want to thank Dr. Vasquez and now Dr. Diaz for believing in me. And to my surprise, I have the entire admin of Colonial, where I'm coming from, is here The only two that couldn't make it are texting me as to why, so that means a lot to me. And my two APs from Corner Lake are actually here, and some of my staff as well. It's a blessing for me to have worked in such a wonderful place, and then a bigger blessing to even go to another wonderful place. So I'm very thankful, and I also want to say that my children are here. My son Luis Eduardo, my daughter Priscilla, and my daughter Natalia. This is an incredible moment for me, and I'm very appreciative and blessed. Thank you very much.
Chairman, that is our only introduction. I would add my congratulations to Ms. Shames, since I didn't get to say that formally. Your superintendent is extremely proud of you as well. And the general counsel has good things to say about you as principal for his children. He just didn't hit his buzzer.
Well, and I've had the opportunity to go out and visit with Mr. Toussaint twice. I was there yesterday in the first hour that they were open, and he just grins from ear to ear. He is so happy to be there, and I know you're going to have a wonderful year at Corner Lake. And to some of my friends from Colonial, the lights are really bad here, but for those of you who've come to support him, thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Cato. Ms. Flynn.
Thank you, and I have to give my congratulations too. We'll certainly miss you over at Colonial, but I'm thrilled for your opportunity. And Colonial, works with a really tight, close team, and I know that'll continue. But congratulations and thanks for building that team, helping to build that team over there. So.
Well, Mr. Toussaint, let me also echo the board's congratulations. I always like to share with newly appointed administrators, and I think this is especially important for your peers and your loved ones who are here in support of you tonight to hear this, that this appointment signifies one singular word, and that is trust. It signifies this board and administration's trust in your leadership, signifies our trust in your judgment, and most importantly, it signifies our trust in placing our community's children in your hands and our future in your hands. So congratulations. You should be very, very proud. Thank you all for coming out and supporting Mr. Toussaint. We really appreciate it, especially this second night of school. So have a great year, Mr. Toussaint. Thank you for coming out this evening. All right, board members, let's go to adoption of the agenda. Dr. Jenkins, do we have any changes to our agenda?
We do, Chairman. We have two changes. Item 1104, request approval for 2014-15 annual financial report is withdrawn. That is because of the delay in state information that has to be included. Once DOE provides that, we will bring it back to the board. Item 1402, request approval for settlement and release agreement regarding Emerson project. We are withdrawing for additional work. It will be brought back at a later date.
All right, I find cause to amend the agenda as requested. Can I have a motion to do so? It's been moved by Ms. Moore. It's been seconded by Ms. Gould. Is there any debate or discussion on the proposed changes to the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor of the agenda as suggested, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Show the agenda adopted. We do not have any public hearings this evening, so we are now on the consent agenda. Board members, does anybody have any questions on the consent agenda or comments? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda? It's been moved by Ms. Robinson, seconded by Ms. Gould. Is there any debate or discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Show the consent agenda adopted. Board members, that's it for our agenda this evening. Let me go to the superintendent's report. Dr. Jenkins.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the board. I have very limited report this evening. I wanted to make sure you are aware that the Mayor Jacobs and Sheriff Demings actually convened a heroin task force that I was asked to be a part of. We are looking forward to having our safety and security personnel participate in those events, along with some of our instructional team members from our guidance and healthcare services. What was disturbing, you might imagine, is the numbers at which we have increased heroin deaths in the Central Florida area. The risk group would be 18 to 25-year-old white males. That's their greatest concern, but there's been an increase overall in Central Florida. And so we are looking forward to participating on that task force. Certainly appreciate the mayor and sheriff including K-12 education. As we've said previously, we certainly believe our pathway to impacting our young people is through education. And so we look forward to continuing those discussions on that task force, and we will keep you posted. I also have available the video link for our digital learning schools. I might just send those links to you individually so that you can view them at your leisure. Unless the board's pleasure is that they would like to see it tonight, we'd be happy to send you the link.
Thank you, Dr. Jenkins, and thank you for your service on that task force. It seems like that drug is a scourge that will never go away, and every time I think it's faded, it seems to make a comeback. So it is a problem in our community. Mr. Rodriguez, any report this evening?
Just a couple, Mr. Chair, members of the board. First of all, we are continuing to monitor and work with the county on the school siting ordinance. In fact, we have another meeting tomorrow. There is a work session coming up in September. So hopefully we'll have some more progress and update after tomorrow's meeting. And we're also monitoring an application that has been submitted for a charter school, which may or may not prompt or require me to get some decision-making points from you. But it's a particular charter school. It's been in the news that is seeking a land use approval for about 6.29 acres in the Avalon Park area. So we'll see how the county treats that particular parcel. And when Dr. Jenkins said she was part of a heroine project, I thought initially it was about female heroes, but it was about something else. So.
Yes, Ms. Moore.
Mr. Rodriguez, I have that's nice and hot. I have a question for you about school citing language. I don't know if anybody's seen any preliminary language. I haven't, but in some recent conversations with Mr. Eugene, and there was some statutorial change last year with regard to safe walk. I was curious if there's going to be any planks in that dealing with the new statutory requirements of partnerships that the school board and the municipalities will have to have ensuring safe walk routes for our children.
I would guess to venture no, because if it's already addressed in statutory provisions of Florida law, it probably will not be required or imposed. Now, if it was mandated that we have a certain amount of footage around the school that has sidewalks and so forth, then of course those will be addressed in the requirements for a school to be zoned. But I'm going to look to Miss Eileen Fernandez, we'll put that on the list of things to consider, but I don't think that that's something that's required under our school siting ordinance.
Ms. Moore?
I think, after I asked the question, I think it probably doesn't belong in the school siting. However, we really haven't begun discussions with the county and made plans to how we're going to rectify these safe walks. So maybe there's another vehicle that you might recommend.
And what we can do as well is we have quarterly meetings with their staff on a variety of issues, so that would probably be very apropos for one of those quarterly meetings between staff. Or
yeah, Ms. Moore?
Well, that would seem right, but that hasn't been working too well over the past few years, as evidenced by my latest sidewalk victory that I got up at 7 in the morning, took a picture of the problem and forwarded it to the mayor. Then I went and met, thankfully I had some staff back up, met with the city manager, and yes, 2 months later I got a sidewalk, but I'm not sure that's really the right procedure. There could have been some sidewalks that were more important than the one that I just happened to notice, and it's very cumbersome. So, Mr. Rodriguez, in the past, I'm not seeing much happen in those quarterly meetings, and so I really think it has to rise to the level of the elected officials.
Mr. Rodriguez, on that point, do we have a date yet for the joint meeting? Still not.
we just got some additional dates yesterday or 2 days ago from Mr. Testerman, but that is one of the topics of discussion for tomorrow.
Okay. And just so the board knows, we have been pushing, and when I say pushing hard for 2 months now to try to get a date for the joint meeting on the school siting ordinance. So, Ms. Moore, if you'll remind me, I mean, I'll remember without it, but we'll consider that as a topic to include in that meeting. It's a good forum for that discussion. It's a good point. Okay. All right. Any other questions for Mr. Rodriguez? All right, do we have any committee reports this evening? Budget, communications, Ms. Moore.
I'm happy to announce that I have chaired my last meeting, and that was today. No, it's been a joy to do it for the last, I've actually done that for 7 years. I can't believe it's been that long. But I know there are several other members that I'm surely will step forward to take it. So we had our last discussion about the 145th and plans to the 150th, and we didn't really come up with any recommendations other than to say the next meeting would add some additional staff or staff support so we could come to decision as to the frequency of those events between now and the 150th itself. The one thing that we did decide, and Dr. Jenkins came up with the great names, we're on special assignment. And Ms. Flynn said that we're going to be so successful, we're going to be giving our autographs.
Signing party.
What we're talking about was a special assignment to be looking at the history book, what will be included, the scope of work, and I know Mrs. Gordon would like to be part of that. So at this point, it would be Mrs. Gordon, Mrs. Flynn, and myself to bring that special assignment back then to the Communications Committee, then on to the board.
Well, and thank you for your service, Ms. Moore. I think that from a board level perspective, our communications efforts are excellent, and I think you deserve much, if not all of the lion's share of the credit for that. So you've done a remarkable job. Thank you. And board members, just so you know, unless, and we can talk about this at the retreat, but it's my inclination to ask Ms. Cadle to be the next chair of the Communications Committee. She's expressed an interest in that, and I think she would be excellent to follow in your shoes, Ms. Moore. All right, do we have any other committee reports? Budget, legislative, Ms. Flynn.
Thank you. Out in the hall, or the entry, are beautiful signs that show our platform. So those are completed, and I think Joseph Morgan and Cody Woody are putting those office visits with the legislators. I think they've got 4. They're adjusting a few, so be on the lookout for those. And please go to as many as you can, or we'll monitor how many are going. So we certainly don't want there to be 1 or 2 that everybody doesn't go to or can't. So we'll adjust that. But just wanted to bring that to your attention.
All right. Any other committee reports? Okay. All right. Seeing none, are there any policy level issues y'all would like to talk about or ask me to agenda that can't wait until Thursday? Okay. I feel an obligation to say this, and I promise you, Annie, I don't usually do this, but I just want you to know, since it's only your second board meeting, this is unprecedented. We never are this quick. So don't think this is a norm. Usually we'll be here till 11 o'clock at night or midnight for you, okay? Take this as a gift. With that, we are adjourned.
Did we break the record?
5:52.
Did we break it?
I don't know what the record is, but
Did we break the record?
A baby is born. Cute. He's already surrounded by technology. By age 4, she knows how to use a smartphone. He's reading. No, not from this. This. She's making a digital presentation. You don't even know what that is. He has an interest. No, not that. That. By middle school, she has built her own website and her first app. In high school,
with my Michelson interferometer, I can measure down to the fraction of the wavelength of light.
Wow. The world is changing. And they are preparing for jobs that don't even exist yet.